guys, I can already see all your comments coming in, and let me know which country are you from as well. I can see some of you are from India, South Africa. Oh my gosh, South Africa. I know it's super early in the morning. Welcome. So let me know which country you're from, and really just leave your questions in regards to your health and fitness. Okay, right, I am so excited because I will also be having a guest in my session today, okay? And for today's session, I will be joined by a very special guest. Okay, are we ready? Keep your questions coming, okay? So today's live chat is in partnership with Circuit DNA. Some of you might have heard of Circuit DNA through my YouTube videos. And I know that a lot of you have questions in regards to your DNA insights and how it relates to your health and fitness journey. And that's exactly what we will be answering today, all right? And for those of you, some of you might have done your DNA testing with Circuit DNA as well. For those of you who have not done your Circuit DNA testing, be sure to hop onto their website, circuitdna.com, and use the promo code Joanna to get 1 kit for 35% off, 2 to 3 kits for 40% off, and 4 or more kits for 50% off. And here's the best part. Just for today's live stream, all of you who are watching, those on Facebook, hop onto YouTube right now. Just for today's live stream, I will be giving away 5 premium Circle DNA kits and also free 3-month Fuel membership, which is worth $650, okay? This kit will really help you in understanding your health and fitness journey. So you don't want to be missing out on this chance. And the winners will be announced at the end of this session, all right? So how to win? Basically, by engaging in today's session. The more you engage, the more you ask relevant questions, the higher your chances of winning. So keep commenting, keep typing away, because I will be selecting some of the questions and I will be asking them as well. So guys, I am so excited. And a lot of you might be wondering, what is DNA testing? Yeah, why is DNA testing so important? Why is it so important to understand more about my genetics? Well, your gene makes up who you are. Basically, your gene basically makes up who you are. And that's something we are born with. That's something we can't change. So by understanding your genetics, you will stop guessing and you will know exactly what to do in order to optimize your health, your nutrition, and also your training program, okay? So for instance, some of you might be curious, why does my body respond this way to a certain kind of food? And why am I intolerant to this? Or why am I training and I'm really training really hard, but I'm not losing the weight? That's when your DNA testing comes to play a really important role. And that's what we will be speaking on today. And you might be curious, how do I then get my DNA testing done? Okay, so basically, once you purchase the Circuit DNA Premium Kit, this right here will be sent to you, okay? And so let's unbox this, all right? And you will get the DNA collection kit. All you have to do, it's really, really simple. All you have to do is a simple cheek swab, all right? And I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So open it. And what I want you to make sure is that avoid eating, drinking, or smoking at least 30 minutes before you get your test done. So what we want to do now is basically swab about 10 times. Okay, I'm gonna actually do it on one side of the cheek and about another 10 times on the other side. And once that's done, all you have to do is open this tube right here. Okay, place it in. All right, break it. Got it. Close it. And this is how the test is done, okay? And now just give it a good shake. All right, so mix it really well, give it a good shake. And all you have to do is ship this back to them. And after 4 weeks, you will receive your DNA result in the mobile app. So it's really simple, and you get over 500 reports. As you can see on the box, it covers diet, nutrition, stress and sleep, cancer risks, family planning, and more. It's a really comprehensive test, over 500 reports. And all you have to do is one test for a lifetime, because guys, your DNA test, your DNA, your genetics will not change, okay? So it is that simple. All right, so now that I've shown you how to do the test, you've gotten the test done, the next step is you will also receive a free consultation with their health coaches. And I did my consultation with one of their health coaches called Xian Ping. And today she will be our special guest. She will be sharing with us more about getting fit and also losing weight by understanding your DNA insights. So this is your chance to really pour in the questions, ask any questions you might have, because Xian Ping will also be answering them. Okay, I'm so excited to have her on board. Let's welcome Xian Ping to today's chat.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Xian Ping. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am really excited to be hosting today's live stream with you, because I had my consultation with you and you have shared so much of valuable information, which I've taken on board and pretty much adjusted and changed my diet, small tweaks here and there in regards to my diet and also training, and it has helped me a lot. So I think a lot of viewers are really excited because they have so many burning questions right now. But before we get started, okay, can you share more with my viewers about what you do with Circle DNA Circle DNA.
Okay, sure. So hi, everyone. My name is Xian Ping. I am a health coach from Circle DNA. So I am a nutritionist with a master's in nutrition and with a background in biotechnology. So ever since graduation, I've been working as a health coach, doing talks and workshops in different settings. So basically, I've dedicated my life to helping people take better care of themselves. So I'm really excited to be joining Joanna today in this Q&A session. So hopefully we'll be able to answer some of your burning questions about DNA testing and how they relate to health and your weight management, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Right. Yes. I've posted on my Facebook and Instagram page, and I wanted to get my viewers to start commenting and start asking some of the questions they might have. And I think one of the most common questions that people tend to ask is that, will my DNA result change if I change my lifestyle? That's something really common.
Yeah. Okay, that's a really good question. I think that's a really good question to start us off in our session today. So the DNA that we have, we actually get it from our parents. So one set from our mother and one set from our father. And so over time, this will not change. But even so, our lifestyle, our environments, everything like that would still change, and they would still affect our risk or probability of getting certain conditions or developing certain traits. Yeah, so knowing your genetics is just going to be a very useful tool to tweak, like you said, your current lifestyle, just to kind of move things along the right direction.
Yeah, I think something that people have to realize is that your genetics is not a life sentence. The truth is that some of us are blessed with better genes, and some of us are unfortunately not blessed with, maybe such great of a gene. But that doesn't mean that it's a life sentence, because your lifestyle is extremely important. How you lead your life is even more important in determining how your health will be in the future. Am I right to say that?
Yes, exactly. So that's why, we make it a point to really engage with our clients and understand their current lifestyle, and we pair it together with their genetic profile to give them very personalized, recommendations and advice and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. And another common question that, I get asked so often, I'm sure you get asked extremely often as well, is, why am I not losing weight even though I'm eating healthy? I'm eating healthy and I'm exercising very consistently. Why am I not losing weight? I've tried every sort of diet out there. What am I doing wrong? And what would your answer be?
Okay, so first of all, we really do understand that the frustration that comes with that when you feel like you're doing everything right and nothing is happening. And I would say, yes, your diet and your exercise is really important for making sure that your health is in the right condition, that you're helping your body lose the extra weight that it's carrying around. But there are other things that we don't really associate as much. So things like our sleep and stress, they are very important because they will affect our metabolism, our health. So, for example, if we don't sleep very well and we are under stress, for most of the time, so what would happen is that your body would produce a bit more of the stress hormones that would then cause you to feel, hungrier. You crave more high fat, high sugar foods, and in certain people, it could also mean that okay, maybe you would store a bit more fat around the belly, the tummy area. Yeah, so that's why sleep and stress those are actually very important aspects of weight management and health as well. But perhaps it's not as well talked about or as
Correct.
well
I mean,
known.
I totally agree with that. I mean, that's something that I always emphasize on my YouTube channel is yes, exercising is extremely important. Your diet is extremely important, but a third important component that people tend to overlook because of their hectic lifestyle, their busy lifestyle, is their sleep. They might not be getting enough sleep, or maybe their stress level is extremely high. And when your hormone is imbalanced, it will and can lead to weight gain, or it can prevent you from losing the weight that you want. So I think that's something that needs to be that needs to have more emphasis on. Okay, so we're going to get into some questions that we have from our viewers right now. All right. Kay is asking, hi Joanna, I just wanted to know how reliable is DNA testing with respects to weight loss and health. If a test shows that I should avoid a certain food, does it mean that I shouldn't have it at all? What does it mean?
Okay. So in terms of whether or not it's reliable, so well, there are many ways to test whether it's reliable, right? So I'll just give you an example. So if our test, okay, in our diet report, we actually test for sensitivities towards, carbs and fats. And if you have, higher sensitivity towards carbs, it doesn't mean that you cannot have carbs. Or if you have higher sensitivity towards fats, then it doesn't mean that you cannot have fats. But you just want to be a bit more cautious with the type and the portion size of the foods that you do take. Yeah, so so that's kind of like the overview, the general idea.
Okay, so basically, it's not telling you that the test is not telling you that, oh no, you can't have this, you can't do this. It's not restricting you, but rather it's educating you to let you know what maybe your body will need more of, and maybe something that you might reduce or eat less in your diet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
all right. I think that's very helpful. I mean, one thing that I always believe in is it's not about restriction. It's about finding the right balance, and it's about knowledge, information. Having the knowledge, having the information will help you to lead a healthy lifestyle, not just now, but for long term. Because once you're well educated, you know exactly what to do for your body. So I don't like it when someone tells me what you shouldn't do and what you should do, and I don't tell that to my viewers as well, because I think that's a very easy approach that is not sustainable.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Another question. From Janelle Agda. For my 70-year-old mom, after eating and drinking so long, will the test still reflect accurately? To clarify, this test should not be used like a medical checkup, and it is less accurate for older people. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
All right. So definitely the DNA test is not a medical test. So it cannot replace, your blood test or your annual checkup at the doctor's. It's really to look at your genetics. So like we mentioned just now, your genetics are not going to change throughout your lifetime. So whether, you are a bit younger, like, in your 20s, your 30s, or if you're in your 60s or 70s, like your mom, then it really doesn't matter because your genes are still going to be the same. So you can still do the test. Yeah. So
okay. All right. And okay, I'm going to move on some of the previous questions that I have from my viewers. Something that I know I struggle with as well. Okay. And for those of you who have just tuned in, for those of you who are probably on Facebook who have just tuned in as well, guys, I am giving away up to 5 premium Circle DNA kits just for today's live stream, okay? And this kit is worth $629. So how to win? Basically, I want you to keep engaging, keep asking questions throughout the live chat. Any questions in relation to weight loss and also getting fit by understanding your DNA insights. And you will stand a chance to win this Circle DNA Premium Kit, where you will get over 500 reports on your nutrition, training, sleep and stress, cancer risks, family planning, and also diseases. So this is your chance to win this right here, okay? All right, so getting back to the questions. This next question is something that I struggle with as well. And my DNA test actually says that I have low appetite control, okay? So I know I have low appetite control. One of the viewers asked, I struggle to control my food cravings, especially when I'm stressed out. How can I control it when my DNA test result says that I have low appetite control? Yeah, because I know I go crazy as well.
Okay, good question. So our appetite is actually controlled or affected by different factors. So one of it is genetics. So for example, if your test results tell you that genetically you have a lower appetite control, then that could mean that you don't feel as satisfied with your meals and you tend to get a bit hungrier, even after having a meal. So that's where it's really important to still have very balanced meals, healthy and balanced meals with healthy carbs, healthy fats, and a bit of lean proteins. All this would really affect how satisfied you feel with your meals. Even though you are trying to cut down, you're trying to lose weight, but we always recommend not cutting out things completely, certain food groups completely, because what will happen, you feel very hungry and very dissatisfied with your meals afterwards, and then you will start thinking, okay, maybe I want to have a bit of snack here and there. Then some people, it leads to binge eating, and it becomes a vicious cycle.
Yeah, correct.
So
yeah.
It's really, that's why we always advocate for a very balanced approach. So that's if you genetically have this problem. So some people, they also get a bit of a higher appetite, bigger appetite when they are stressed out, going through something very difficult. And that is also something that we empathize with. We all have gone through this. And for people who are prone to emotional eating, I think it's really important to identify the triggers that causes you to eat or causes you to snack whenever you are like stressed out or you're very nervous or things like that. Yeah. So, and once you identify that trigger, then you'll be able to replace those, unhealthy habits with things that maybe a bit better for you. So things like yoga, or that sort of thing.
Just on top of my head right now, I mean, this is based on my own experience, okay? Do not use your low appetite control genetic results as an excuse, all right?
Yeah.
I know it because I have the same results, but I really believe that it's not about restriction. It's about building the right positive habits. And it's so important to build positive habits because habits is something you do on a daily basis. So if every time you're stressed out, you start to binge, that's the habit that you're building, and that's not going to be healthy long term. So it's important to start building positive habits, even at home and even from a young age as well. And something that I practice is that because I know I struggle to control my portion. If I have something, I want more of it. What I tend to do is to not store junk foods at home. So when I'm stressed out or when I'm hungry or tired, there's nothing unhealthy for me to snack on at home. So I will turn to more healthier alternatives. And I will, let's say, enjoy my occasional treats of ice creams, cakes and things like that with my friends. So it's more of a social thing rather than a coping mechanism. So that's one tip to really avoid snacking on junks, because when you don't have junks at home, chances are you will turn to, you will pick up another habit to do. Perhaps it can be drinking tea to cope with your stress. So I think that's something that really helps me. Okay, right. A similar question that I have from our previous viewer and also a viewer that's just asking, Jen Avero, does DNA have an effect on metabolism? And can that be changed? Because I know that based on the DNA test that you do with Circle DNA, they will also let you know which category you fall under. Is it high metabolism? Is it low metabolism? And honestly, some people blame it on their metabolism because they have low metabolism, therefore they're not losing weight. So what is your advice on that?
Okay. So yes, we do get this question quite a bit as well. So our metabolism is really affected by a lot of factors as well. So things like our genetics. So for example, if your test tells you that you have a lower metabolic rate, so there are things that we can do to maybe, you know, boost or increase your metabolic rate. So one of it is really to do with exercising. So doing the right kind of exercise, so things like strength training, you know, weight training, all this that are going to help you build up your muscles. These are all going to help you increase your metabolic rate. That's one thing. The other thing is also your diet. So making sure that you have, you know, sufficient amount of protein with each meal, that's also going to help, you know, maintain or boost your metabolic rate. So the other thing would be like what we mentioned just now, the stress and the sleep part. So not sleeping enough is also going to be very bad for our metabolic rate. Yeah, so these are a few things that we really want to pay attention to when we talk about, you know, metabolism.
Yeah, I think for me, I definitely agree with that. At the end of the day, it comes down to, you know, your nutrition and your training as well. And I think one thing great about the result is that not only do you get the result, but there are also recommendations within the app to let you know what you should do more of, and the recommendations on the food intake and food groups as well. So that's something I find really useful within the Circle DNA app, is that they do provide recommendations as well. So it's not just your results, but it comes with recommendations as well.
Exactly.
Okay, lots of questions pouring in, guys. I am going to try my best, you know, to go through as many questions as I can. All right. Okay. The next question from Kurt Papilla. Forgive me if I'm getting your names wrong. What are the indicators we should look out for from the test that would signify that we now need to seek external help, like from doctors? Or does it have like a build-up in feature already that reminds us? So basically, based on the test results, are there any things that would let us know if we should get external help from the doctors?
Okay, so because, you know, like Joanna, you have shared, right? There are so many different parts in the test. So there are things like disease risk or cancer risk. So if you are concerned about that, it's always a good idea to speak to your doctor, to speak to your GP about it. There is no built-in reminder that kind of pings you and say, oh, you should see the doctor right away. But in terms of when you do speak with the coaches, when you speak to us or the genetic counselors, then we would help, you know, highlight certain things that you maybe want to pay a bit more attention to. Then based on our conversation, then maybe we'll just tell you, okay, so maybe you might want to pay a bit more attention here, and you might want to, you know, make sure you do your regular health checkups and speak to your doctor about this specific area. Yeah, so that's the general idea.
Okay, and the next question is from Melvin Wong. It comes back to same thing, diseases and a pre-existing health condition. If we already have pre-existing condition like diabetes and chronic diseases, can the test help give me more insights on this? Yeah, so for someone who has perhaps already leading a not very healthy lifestyle and they already have these conditions, will the DNA test then help them further?
Yeah, so definitely. So the DNA test is not just for people who are healthy or for people who are unhealthy. It's really for everyone, because everyone will get certain value from it. So for example, right now, if you are already having certain chronic conditions and you really want to know, okay, you're on this diet and you're on this exercise regime, but you want to know, okay, based on my genes, can I still further tweak it so that it's a bit more appropriate for me, is a bit more useful for me? So for example, if you are diabetic and your report tells you that you have a higher sensitivity towards carbs, then you would know, okay, it's even more important for you to be really careful with your carb intake and work with your dietitian, your doctor, to really, you know, make sure that you are taking the best care of yourself that you possibly can. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's get back to some of the questions that I already had. What if my DNA results, this is more in relation to training. Let's move a little bit into training right now, okay? What if my DNA result says that my sports profile is high endurance, but I want to build on my strength? So what would your answer be? Because let me just give a brief summary on the results. basically for your sports profile, there will be 3 categories. So you have the endurance, power, and strength. So your genetic will be a mixture of all 3. So for example, my results, okay? My result says that I am high endurance, medium power, and low strength. So that's my genetic profile. For others, it could be high strength, medium power, and low endurance. So it's different based on individuals. So for this lady right here, her sports profile is high endurance, but she wants to build on her strength. So does it mean she should focus more on endurance training and just add a little bit of strength training, or should she focus more on building her strength?
Okay, so thanks for the overview. I think that's a really useful thing for our viewers to know. So for this customer with a high endurance profile, so what this means is that she will likely respond better to endurance-based exercises, so things like walking, running, swimming, cycling, that sort of thing. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that she shouldn't do any strength-based or strength-increasing exercises like weight training. It just means that she can use the genetic profile to tweak how she does her strength training. So in her case, high endurance, perhaps when she's doing her weight training, for example, then she can maybe do it in a more low intensity way. So in terms of weight training, it will be things like using low loads and using and higher repetitions just to kind of work the muscles. So that will be something that she can do. And also she can break up her workouts to be a bit more endurance based and a bit lower in intensity rather than very, very high intensity that a lot of people think you must do to get results. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I agree with that as well, because for me, my endurance is I have high endurance and I have low strength, believe it or not. Okay. And that's something that I always struggle with in the gym, because honestly, I love gym workouts. I love strength training. But I would say that whenever I see other ladies lifting heavier than me, I will be like, you know what? I will never be lifting as heavy as them. And I come to realize that there's no point competing or trying to be like them, because my body type is not like them. My strength is endurance, but that also doesn't mean that I should only be doing steady pace running. What I can do is still perform strength training, but adapt it and really utilize my endurance side. So basically, instead of performing heavy weights all the time, what I'll do is I'll have maybe 2 heavy weights, extremely heavy weight session a week, and then I will mix it with 3 medium weight but higher reps. So that's how I would do it. And honestly, for the past 1 year, that's how I've been training, and it has really helped me. So yeah, so it's not that you should avoid strength training or avoid endurance training or power if your results show that you are low, but it's about making those small tweaks that will benefit your body type. So that's something that I've learned. Yeah, and okay, lots of questions coming in. I am trying my best to keep up, okay? Okay, hang on. Right, let's see. Okay, the next question is from T. Jens. I'm a mom with 3 young kids. Can this test let me know what my children is good at? For example, test shows high power, or does it mean that it should be weightlifting that he excels in?
Okay, so if you do tests for if you do the genetic testing or the DNA testing for you and your family and for your kids, and your kids would have different profiles, of course, a combination of your profile and your husband's profile. And if it says high strength and high power, so it goes back to what we just talked about. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do like ballet or shouldn't do swimming, or because there's also another component to exercise where you really want to do something that you enjoy, because that's something that's going to stick, right? So it just means that, if you're high endurance, you will respond better. If you're high strength, then you will respond better to certain things like weight training. Yeah, so it really depends on the lifestyle, the interest, that sort of thing as well.
Okay. Okay. And okay, before we move on to more and more questions, I mean, guys, I'm loving this. Keep engaging, keep asking your question, okay? For those of you who have just tuned in, again, I'm just going to remind you, engage in today's live stream, because you will stand a chance to win the Circle DNA Premium Kit. And this kit is worth $629. And on top of that, I will also be giving away 3-month premium fuel membership. Okay, so in total, it's worth $650. This Circle DNA Premium Kit will provide you with more than 500 reports in relation to your health, fitness, cancer risks, sports profile, sleep and stress, everything you need to know in regards to your body. So I will be giving this away up to 5 premium kits. So leave your comments, keep commenting, and you will stand a chance to win this at the end of the session. So be sure to stay tuned throughout the entire session, okay? All right. Okay, the next question I think is really interesting. It's from Avgel Santos. Does your ethnicity also contribute to the kind of diet a person should do? I think this is really interesting.
Okay, so in our DNA testing, we do have a section where we test for ancestries. And there are certain research that are showing us that, certain type of people, certain ethnicities, they would have, certain mutations of certain genes that will predispose or increase their risk for certain conditions, for example. So of course, these are the things that you can take into consideration. But right now, we don't segregate it or we don't make it a very, very clear point where we say, oh, because you are this ethnic part of this ethnic group, then you will have a higher risk of this. Yeah, but there's definitely a relationship between this.
Okay. Yeah, I think one of the more obvious result in the DNA test is actually lactose intolerant, because I think we know that 90 to 95% of Asians are lactose intolerant. So that is very prominent in the result compared to, let's say, someone from the Western country. Exactly. So yeah, so that's, in a way, it's based on your ethnicity as well.
Yeah. We just don't tell you, oh, it's because of your ethnicity.
Yeah. Totally get it. Okay. The next question, which I think will be really useful for all of us, is, can I continue eating the same diet? Let's say if I were in my 40s or 30s compared to, let's say, if I get older once I hit my 50s and 60s. Or should I adjust my diet and food portion as I get older? What is your recommendation for that?
Okay, so whenever we get this kind of question, I think it's really important to really look at right now, what sort of diet are you having? Because if right now you are having a very unhealthy diet that consists of like fast foods or all this, processed foods, then you definitely want to be really cautious about it, especially as you get older, because things like our metabolism, the functioning in our body may start going down a little bit. But if right now you are following a very healthy diet, then of course, then you can still continue, because it's a lifestyle, right? It's not really like a specific diet that you have to follow very strictly. So it really depends on your current lifestyle and whether or not you want to tweak it as you grow older.
Yeah. I think these questions get asked often, is that because when we're in our 20s, no matter what you eat, even if you don't work out, you will still have that flat abs, you will still have that toned arms, you will still look good, correct? But once you hit your 30s, once you hit your 40s, it's like, oh my God, why am I getting that belly pooch? Why am I gaining weight? Although I'm still eating the same amount of food. And I think people fail to realize that your metabolism starts to slow down as you get older. And you start to lose muscle mass as well as you get older. And that is why training, exercising is extremely important from a young age. Even if you don't even if you don't exercise from a young age, you can still do it as you get older, because it will help you to maintain your muscle mass. It will help you to boost your metabolism and to keep you looking good. So a lot of the times people fail to understand that, just like any older engines, it will start to slow down. It will start to, it will start to slow down. Therefore, you need to put that extra effort to maintain it. Yeah. That's a good question. I find that question really, really useful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question. All right, someone wants to know, Keiki Crafts. All right, Keiki Crafts. Can you tell us more in details about the cancer risks from the test? Yeah, I think I want to know this as well, because based on my results, I have three cancer risks, I think. So what does it mean?
Okay, so with the cancer risk that you have in the report, so what we are testing for is we are testing for well-known genes associated with certain types of cancers. Yeah, so if you do find that you have higher risk for that and you have a family history of having cancer and that sort of thing, then the genetic counselor will also bring you through your cancer risk profile and talk you through what this actually means. And they will also give you recommendations on, whether or not you want to do early screening for certain things, just to make sure that you can catch things early and, get the appropriate treatments. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so it's not telling you what you have or what you
no.
It's just basically,
not a medical
I think it's not a medical.
Whoa,
yeah.
No.
It's basically telling it's basically asking you to just pay more attention to it. So I think that's a useful information. And again, your genetics will not change. So that's a really useful information for you to have. And to just pay more attention, just be more aware. Again, it's information. Giving you information, having information, you will be more aware. Okay. Right. Let's go back to for those of you who are on Facebook right now, be sure to hop onto my YouTube channel and ask your questions, okay? And I will be able to answer them on YouTube. Right, let's keep going through the questions. Okay. Hang on. Right. The next one is from Jackie Cakes. I love the usernames you guys use on YouTube. Seriously, Jackie Cakes and something else. Okay, right. Jackie Cakes. I have 2 siblings that are women too. The 3 of us, so 3 females, all siblings have different body type. All right. So I'm assuming one is slimmer, one is in the middle, and one is probably on the more curvier side. And as Joanna Soh explained in one of her videos, since we have one set of parents, does the DNA show our different metabolism? How does it work then? Because same parents, 3 totally different body types. How does that work?
Okay, very good question. And I also have, it's just 3 of us girls, so 2 sisters as well. So I understand where everyone can be very different, right? Even though we have the same set of parents. And okay, so remember when we talked about, where we get our DNA from? We get it from our mom and our dad. But we don't get exactly the same combination of the DNA, because if we do, then we'll all look the same and be the same, right? But even so, if we get different combinations, that's why perhaps you, for example, me, I would have one set of DNA results, but my sister could have, something that is slightly different. Yeah, so that would also be one of the reasons. And the other thing is really our lifestyle and our environment is also a really big thing. So our diet, how we exercise, even twins, even though they have, the same, very, very similar DNA, but they can still look very different or have very different disease risk based on their lifestyle. Yeah, so it's entirely possible. Different combinations.
Okay. All right. That's something that's something interesting. So don't be jealous of your sisters. Be grateful for your body, okay? That's something that I always emphasize on. We're not factory, we're not made from the factory. We will look different. And that's something that we should all embrace, all right? Different bodies, but still equally just as beautiful, okay? And right, I that's another really interesting question. This is coming from Chloe Garcia. Hi, Joanna. There are studies that show how our mental health can be genetic. Can we also get insights on this from the DNA result? Mental health plays a big role on our motivation, especially in exercise. And yes, there are actually a lot of studies out there showing that your mental health actually is also related to your genetics. So how can the DNA results help the viewers?
Okay. So yes, I do think that mental health is a really important component to our health, not just physical or emotional health, right? Mental health is also something that we really need to talk a bit more about. And in our DNA test, we do have a section on sleep and stress management that has something to do with mental health as well. So how well you cope with stress, whether or not you are at higher risk for stress-induced obesity, for example. Yeah, so there are some components to this, and what we are hoping is that in the future we would continue adding, more and more tests as the results get a bit more, concrete, and we can just start adding them in. Yeah. So based on that, you can also really talk about, how well you can deal with stress, or whether or not you need to be a bit more cautious with certain things. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. The next question from, I'm not even going to try to say your username, my MYNCH9, okay? Joanna, since you have used your DNA testing in your fitness, can you give us the differences in your fitness journey when you did not have the test yet compared to after you had your DNA test? Okay, so this is for me to answer. Okay, right. So for those of you who have just tuned in, basically we're talking about Circle DNA test today, and I did my test about one and a half years ago now. So it was towards the end of 2019. And before that, I was pretty much just, the funny thing is that I've always been eating a healthy, balanced diet. And when I got my results, my diet recommendation was also healthy balance. So let me just sort of like break it down for you. In the test result, there are 4 categories under nutrition. So there's healthy balance, there is low fat, there is low carbs, and there is Mediterranean. So my result falls under healthy balance. So when it comes to my nutrition, I realized that, healthy balance actually suits me. But when I dive deeper into the results, then the results showed me certain vitamins that I might be lacking. So then that's how I started adding more of those nutritions into my diet, such as, I'm on a predominantly, I would say, pescatarian diet. So I've added more fish into my diet. I've added more healthy oils like nuts and seeds, and it has really helped with my digestion. I think something that if you have been watching me and following me on YouTube, you will know that I always have digestive issues, okay? Always feel bloated, always feel super uncomfortable. Any little changes to my diet will really, I will really struggle. It will really affect my digestion. So since having the results, since knowing what I need more of and what I should not consume as much, it has really helped me. And when it comes to my sports profile, again, before that, it was just me training as how I like it. I would do my HIIT workouts, I would do my strength training in the gym, pretty much just training how I like and how I feel. And honestly, I did enjoy my training. I'm not going to say that I didn't enjoy my training, but it was just training like how everybody else would to a certain extent. But once I got my results, that's when I realized that I'm high endurance, I have medium power, and I have low strength. And it also makes total sense because a lot of you have been always asking me, how can you just film your videos, talk, jump around and still talk and still film? I think besides coming down to practice, it has a lot to do with my endurance ability and also, my power ability. And something that I know I have to put extra work into is my strength. It's not easy for me to build my strength. It's not easy for me to even build, let's say, muscles. For some people who have high strength, for them, their body type, it's much easier for them to build muscles and muscle mass and strength. For me, that's something that I have to put in more effort and focus on more. So that's how I've, in a way, adjusted my training by focusing a little bit more on strength, and also same thing to still incorporate power and endurance and really leverage on that as my basically based on my genetic profile. So that's how I find it being really useful. And I hope my sharing today is helping you as well. Okay. Just like this, we are already 45 minutes into our session, okay? So guys, you have about 10 minutes left, okay? 10 minutes left for you to ask your questions, keep engaging. Again, I'm going to repeat myself because I think today's giveaway is pretty damn amazing. I mean, you get to win this Circle DNA kit, okay? This premium testing kit, which is worth $629, and also free 3-month fuel membership. So in total, you're winning $650 just by joining in today's live stream and engaging. For those of you on Facebook, quickly hop onto YouTube, ask your questions on YouTube, and you will stand a chance to win this as well, okay? 10 minutes left. I will be announcing the winner at the end of this live session. So keep engaging and let me get back to your questions right now. Right, guys? Again, let me know, okay, if you find this live stream to be extremely useful, extremely, let's say, helpful, and you want more live stream in the future, let me know in the comments as well, because I think this is the best way for me to interact with you as well. And we really get to ask all the questions that you have in regards to health and fitness. Okay, right. And I am giving away 5 kits, okay? It has been decided. I'm giving away 5 lucky winners. I know Champagne is like, what? But yeah, this thing has really helped me. All right. Okay, more questions. Okay, I'm scrolling through. I'm like trying to keep up, okay? Right, hang on. Okay, all right. I think I really want to touch on this because I think it's interesting and something we people often ask as well. Ling Chen, I am exploring for keto diet, and how can the DNA report give me advice if keto is good for me or not? And are there any diet or exercise recommendations to reduce weight? Yeah, I think Champagne, you have to answer this. Yeah.
Okay.
Lots
sure.
of information. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, the keto diet has been a very popular thing, in the media and everything. And whether or not we are suited to keto, it's again comes back to whether or not you are sensitive to fats, for example. So I have spoken to many of my clients who have tried keto in the past, and they keep telling me, but I don't feel like I'm losing weight, and I feel like I'm actually gaining weight on keto. And they're asking me why. And once we look at their diet profile together, then they realize, hey, actually I have higher sensitivity towards fats. So what that means is that your body might absorb a bit more fat. The rate of absorption is a bit higher for you in terms of fat. So perhaps the keto diet is not the best thing for you, even though everyone keeps, raving about it, saying it's very good and that sort of thing. Yeah, so that's what the DNA report is there to do. It's to really give you that kind of information. Then I will talk to you about, what sort of diet and exercise would be better for you based on your profile.
Yeah. I think I have to agree with you. I think one of the, being in this industry for such a long time, I'm losing my words right now, but it really frustrates me to see that people are always following the latest diet trend out there. And you know what? Someone can just shift from being low carb to high protein to keto, within a month. Because to them, they just hope for this miracle solution. They just hope for this miracle diet that will work for them. And I think the first thing that we have to understand is that it takes time for your body to adapt, first of all, to a diet. No matter what diet you choose to follow, it takes time for your body to adapt. So you can't just expect magical or miracle solution by following a diet for, let's say, 3 days or 1 week and then change. It doesn't work that way. And the second thing that we have to realize is that our body is different. So a lot of you tend to ask me, am I on a low carb diet? My honest answer is no. Okay, no. I'm Asian. I eat rice every single day, believe it or not. I do eat rice every single day in at least 2 meals, my lunch and dinner. So that's why I've also, did videos on eating rice on my YouTube channel, because I don't think we should categorize a food group as bad, but rather it's about knowing how to find the right balance and also knowing how to eat according to your body type. So for me, my body tolerates carbs. My body tolerates fats as well. Hence, I can practice a healthy, balanced diet, but everything in the right portion in moderation. For those of you, if you have done your test and it says that, your body doesn't tolerate carbs as well. So that's when it doesn't mean that you have to remove carb. It just means that you have to eliminate the unhealthy processed carbs and introduce more real food and unprocessed carbs. Same thing goes with if your results show that you are your body doesn't tolerate fat as well. Again, it doesn't mean that you should avoid all the healthy fats. What it means is that you should reduce the saturated fat and consume more unsaturated fats. So I think information, again, knowledge is power, but understanding your body, it's for you to take charge and be in control of your own diet and eat according how it suits you, not according to the trends out there, because trends are just trends, and 1 year down the road there will be another trend.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, all right, just following up on that, okay, Champagne, a question from June Wee. What do you mean by sensitive to certain foods? Do you mean allergies? Or what do you mean by sensitive?
Okay, so sensitivity can mean different things for different foods. So in our diet report, for example, we tell you are sensitive towards carbs, fats, alcohol, salt, for example. So there are so many different types of sensitivities, and each of them can mean different things. So that's why having the complimentary coaching session with us is going to be useful for you, because you're not just getting like a piece of paper that tells you, okay, you're sensitive towards this, but we'll actually explain and take you through what it means to be sensitive towards carbs, what it means to be sensitive towards alcohol. So there's no one size fit all answer to what it means to be sensitive to something, because it means different things based on the genes.
Yeah, and I think the great thing is that once you've gotten your result, you will also get a health consultation with either Champagne or someone else. But that health consultation will really give you a deeper insight and for you, a chance for you to ask any questions you have. And it's very specific to your results. So that's the beauty about it. It's specific to your results only. All right. We only have 5 minutes left, okay? So one final question. And for those of you who are asking all the questions and I didn't manage to answer, don't worry. I will try my best to get back to you on the video itself. And again, I will also reply you on my YouTube videos, okay? So keep asking and keep pouring in your questions. Okay, the final question is from, this is in relation to training. Tricia Wong. Hi, Joanna. Does that mean that we can train however we prefer, whether it's HIIT or strength training, as long as we have the energy and power? Yeah, so I think people are still a little bit confused on how they can structure their workouts. Maybe Champagne, you can share more about more on that according to their results.
Sure. Yeah. So, okay. So how you structure your workouts? Yes, you can structure it based on your genetic profile. So, for example, if you have high strength profile, and you work out 5 days a week. Okay, then what you could do is you could do 3 days of strength-based exercise, 1 day of power-based exercise, and 1 day of endurance exercise. Yeah, so that could be a clearer way to kind of help you structure your training program. Yeah, and whether or not you want to do specific types of exercise, again, it really depends on your lifestyle, whether or not you enjoy that specific exercise. But I would say if you're trying to train for a certain health goal, then tailoring it to your genetic profile, that's really the best way to go. Yeah, and still making sure that you enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, a good example would be myself, okay? I am high endurance, but honestly, I don't like steady pace running. I mean, I know I can run. If I force myself to run, I know I can do it, but I don't enjoy it. So I'm not going to do it, because it doesn't mean that I have to force myself to do it, but I can always leverage on my endurance strength by tweaking my strength training method and do more high reps and lower weights. So it's not a matter of getting so fixed on a certain spot, but how you can manipulate your training method. I think that's something that we have to understand. All right. Okay, fine. One last question, okay? So many questions, I can't miss all the good questions, okay? This has got to do with sleep. It comes from, again, Kay. Does DNA influence our sleep patterns and reactions to stress? And since our DNA can't change, what can we do?
Okay.
That's a good question.
So yes, very good. I think we've touched briefly on this in the previous questions, but yes, there is a section on sleep and stress management in your DNA report, and it will tell you whether you're a light sleeper, you're likely to sleep easily, that sort of thing. Yeah. So based on that results, then you can actually we will work with you again based on your current lifestyle, what has been bothering you, and we'll give you some recommendations for better sleep. So, for example, sleep hygiene and all that, which I think generally we could all benefit from, maybe not looking at our phone before we sleep, that sort of thing. But yes, there is a genetic component to sleep and stress, and there are insights in the report for you.
Yeah, I think, I was smiling when you were giving your answers just now. It's because my sleep report shows that I'm a deep sleeper, which is totally true. I can knock off, like literally, when I'm on my bed, I will sleep in less than 5 minutes, and I don't need a lot of sleep. So my sleep results shows that I only need less than 7 hours of sleep, and that is true as well. Some people might need more than 9 hours of sleep. So I think it's really interesting, and it's a very fresh insight for me as well. So I don't need more than 7 hours, which is great. I'm a deep sleeper, which is so true. Once I'm asleep, seriously, man, good luck trying to wake me up. So that's something really interesting that I discovered in my result as well. Okay, we are at the end of our session. Okay, thank you so much, Xianping. I really appreciate your time being here and for sharing your knowledge, and also for helping our viewers out. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thanks
and
so
any
much
final
for having
words?
me.
Yeah. Any final words?
I would say, it's really important that you take charge of your health. So, just doing the DNA testing or having Joanna tell you what to do is not enough. It's really based on you, right? You have to take the initiative, and you have to want this really much. Yeah. So the test and fitness influencers like Joanna, who share so many useful tips, it's really important. But we have to be the ones who make use of the knowledge from the testing and all that.
Correct. Yeah. So I think that's so true. I mean, I've been sharing a lot of information on my YouTube channel, but it doesn't mean you should take my word for it. Okay. You need to know how to adapt it according to your body type.
Exactly.
Again, thank you so much, Xianping, for joining us. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Xianping. All right. I am excited. You guys are commenting non-stop. And again, thanks for all the questions. For those of you whose questions I didn't get to answer, do leave it on my YouTube channel and I will get back to you, okay? And this is the time, drum roll, we have been waiting for. Who are our 5 lucky winners, okay? Again, here's the thing. You have to tune in right till the end of this live stream, okay? So I will be announcing our 5 lucky winners right at this moment. And if I say your name, I want you to leave a comment right now in the chat section with the text, 1 test, 1 lifetime, okay? If I mention you as one of the lucky winners, do comment 1 test, 1 lifetime, all right? Okay, so the first winner is, ding, 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 Melvin Wong. Be sure to comment right now. 1 test, 1 lifetime. The second winner is Janila Akda, okay? JENELYNAGDA. Be sure to comment 1 test, 1 lifetime, and stay on the chat. Don't go off yet. The third winner is Avegale Santos, Avegale Santos. All right, 1 test, 1 lifetime. Comment. 2 more winners. The next winner, Chloe Garcia. Well done. And who is our final winner? Guys, I wish I can give you all these tests right now, okay? The final winner is K. Just the letter K, okay? So congratulations again to our 5 lucky winners for winning this. What I want you to do to claim your prize is to drop me a direct message on my Instagram page, okay? For those of you who haven't followed me on the Instagram, be sure to follow me on my IG page at Joanna Soh Official. Go onto my IG page right now, send me a message and say that you are the winner from our Circle DNA live stream chat. For those of you who didn't win, don't worry, okay? Again, you can still get lots of discount if you were to purchase it today. So go on to circledna.com and use the promo code Joanna. You will get 35% off if you were to purchase 1 kit. 2 to 3 kits, for 40% off. And if you purchase more than 4 kits, you will get 50% off. So get your family and friends to join in and do this test together, because this test will really, really help you, not just in your health and fitness journey, but for you to also better plan your future. And I've enjoyed today's session. I think it's been an amazing chat, amazing chance for me to interact with all of you. Thank you so much again for joining me. Again, any questions which I've missed, and if you really are dying for me to answer them, do leave them in the comments below, all right? And don't forget, I will see you in my next YouTube video. This live stream is brought to you by Circle DNA, and I